Welcome to paradise. Okay, it's the morning of day 2 on Banks Lake. I just wanted to show you yesterday. I didn't fish much of this lake at all. I fished this cove. I had four bites on the topwater right along the highway here. Caught a 2-pounder. I lost one that, you know, it's hard to tell how big they are when you're fighting them, but when the way he hit the bait seemed like a decent fish. Had 2 others strike it and I missed. And then I ran, where's that steamboat? Hold on a minute, I'm getting lost. Here, this is that big rock. Ran around the rock. I launched right here. Came down, fished that, came back around, went into the Devil's Punch Bowl, which is right here. There's a lot of recreational boating in this Devil's Punch Bowl. I didn't see another fisherman. I wanted to fish a little bit of the 20-foot zone, but there was just too much traffic, so where I found my fish was right in this. I went in here, I caught that little keeper in here, and then along this bank right here is where I caught so many bass. I'm not lying, I caught 20 fish here. 15 of them, actually more than that. I caught a lot of fish. I caught a lot of under 12-inch fish. So today I'm going to drive. Let me try to get this. There's not a lot of light in this room, so I hope you can see this. But I'm going to take the highway, not there. There. I'm going to launch up here. The top of the lake is right there. There's the other dam. So I'm going to launch in here. I'm going to fish this. I think I'm going to go up here and fish here. And then I think I'll still have time. I know I'll still have time. I'll probably go into this feeder creek, and then I'm going to make the run down. It's about 5 miles to these 2 coves. And that should do it for today. If I still got time, I'll mess around with something else. But I'm heading out here shortly, and it's going to be an early start, early finish. Not an early finish. I'm going to fish till 4. You know, if I'm having a great time catching, you know, good fish, I'll stay till 5. 5's the max, and that'll be it. So let's get out on the water. Okay, it's Wednesday morning. I launched in Osborne Bay, and I'll tell you, it looks so bassy in here. If there's any bait at all in this, it goes all the way around there. There's the mouth. I'm going to throw my topwater in here for sure. It's calm in here. The wind's going to blow today. It was 15 to 20 yesterday, and I think it's supposed to match that by about noon. So anyway, I'm going to start in Osborne Bay where I launched, and if you look on the map, you'll see this whole area around the corner. I'm going to fish in there, and then I'm going to run up to the far north, and then there's a couple of coves down here. I passed them on the highway. I didn't like what I saw, but if I have time in the day and, you know, I'm looking for something, I'll try it. Anyway, let's get going. Okay, I fished the Osborne Bay pretty hard. I didn't get a bite, didn't see a fish, nothing. And I'm surprised because part of it actually is 20 feet deep in there. It's got depth, it's got cover, it's got different types of cover. I mean, it's got everything, but it must not have any food. So that's the highway behind me. If you remember yesterday, the pattern that I found, the only pattern I really found, was where the weeds end and the highway rocks begin. I'm gonna run in there and see if I can find that same thing over there and throw the spinnerbait in there. I'll probably throw the topwater a little too. So let's go in there and check it out. Well, I just had my first sign of life. He swirled on it, but he didn't eat it. I was hoping he'd come back, and he didn't. I'm all the way to the end. You can see I fished this whole thing without a bite till just now. So I'm gonna slow down. Okay, so I had 2 bites on this stretch, two swirls on the topwater. I didn't really see the fish. I don't know how big they were. What I'm gonna do, because it's supposed to get real windy, I'm gonna leave this. I was gonna run all the way back down, make another pass with the spinnerbait. There is weeds here. There's sections where there's none, and then there's sections where there are. I'm gonna run out on the main lake, and I'm gonna go all the way close to the dam up at the north end and fish that area, because this afternoon I think it's gonna be too rough. So I'm gonna do that now. I can always come back to this. This is in a cove. It could get, you know, a little choppy, but probably no worse than the Devil's Punch Bowl was yesterday, and it might turn the fish on a little bit. So that's where I'm heading. My first one on a spinnerbait. Oh, that's a keeper. I don't have my big camera set up because I wanted to catch one first before I set it up. But I'm gonna set it up now. Come here, buddy. He's not a big one, but he is a keeper. My goal today is 5 12-inch bass. That's all I want to do. I'm over at the the dam is right there, the North Dam, and so I'm fishing. I think I showed you on the map. It's I think water comes in and flows down this side of the bank. I think. I don't know for sure, but. He weighs 1 pound 3 ounces. Okay, hey. I found an area. It's got weeds. It's kind of like those other deals. There are weeds, and then there's a very. It was pretty shallow where I caught him, but there's a thin area of no weeds, and I'm just going to duplicate the pattern that I did on the other one. That seems to work. I mean, I'm not catching big ones. You know, whoever the local guys, they're out catching the big one. You know, the other day, I will tell you real quick. I pulled out my Lake Pend Oreille map, and I opened it up, and I pretended I'd never been there before, and I was going to do a 2-day video on there. Where would I go based on the map? And it was so funny because the spots that I fish, I really wouldn't fish those spots. The spots that the map kind of pointed to me, you can go to those spots. There's one of them where I swear, I'm not lying, you can sit there for an hour and drop shot and catch a fish on every drop. Unfortunately, they're all under 12 inches. So it was just kind of funny because, you know, here I am, I'm looking at this map and I'm doing all my fishing off of that map. And there's a guy, you know, someone's here probably fishing somewhere over there, you know, catching. I mean, I don't know how big they are in here, but catching bigger ones than I'm catching. So I fished, I messed around at the dam with the drop shot, didn't get anything. This is that highway, so I'm going to throw the spinnerbait. There's weeds, so it's a similar pattern. That's the pattern I found. I haven't found anything else really. So we're gonna run, you know, to that marina right there. See if we can get one. Okay, I fished where the highway is. Nothing. I'm gonna run. I wouldn't call it a cove, but that area over there, I'm gonna fish that back in there. I'm gonna go in, look for cuts and stuff, work my way down, and then there was a feeder creek, I believe, at the bottom of that. It's not really a cove, but that area over there. I'm gonna fish all that. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I've got that one small keeper. That's the only fish I've caught so far all day. I haven't even had a short fish. I had 2 swirl on the top water in Osborne Bay over there, and I'm going back there, you know, before the end of the day. But I'm gonna see if I can find something in there. So this is all the same. This water here, it's weeds. I came in here just to see if I could see any fish at all. I don't see anything. I'm looking for bait. I'm looking for, you know, just signs of fish. And here's the thing, it looks, to me, it looks the same all the way down. So I could spend hours fishing it, but I use that as my, you know, my test. I went in there, I used my push pole so I didn't make noise with the trolling motor, and just looked for something, you know, to scatter, swim away. There was nothing in there, so I'm gonna say there's probably nothing in there, or there. So we're gonna head, there's a feeder creek around the corner, but before we go there, I think we'll go into that area over there and see if it's any different than this. I mean, I've thrown the top water in this shallow stuff to see if I could get a reaction, and I'm not getting anything. So I don't have a lot of confidence in this. So we're gonna run over there. We'll run into the feeder creek. So this is that feeder creek. I kind of like it. It's not choked with weeds. And I'm gonna work my way back, and then out here, there's 30 feet of water out here in the middle of it. So I'm gonna spend a little time in here. Okay, here's an update. It's 11:45. I got that one little keeper in the boat. I'm having zero luck with shallow, weedy bays. I mean, I haven't even had a bite, so I'm giving up on that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start drop shotting, and I'm gonna go just kind of idle around points and look for stuff off the points, and I'm gonna do some drop shotting. I'm gonna do that for at least an hour to try to come up with something. I feel like I can catch a fish in that area where I launched, where the highway is. I had those 2 swirl on my top water. They were wrong about the wind, by the way. There's barely any wind today, so, but that's typical. They're wrong most of the time. Yesterday it blew hard. I wouldn't mind a little wind, to be honest with you. I think that would help the bite, especially, you know, if I go back to that one area. I think it helps to have a little chop on the water. But at this point, that's my plan. I don't know. I've fished hard. I've been throwing the top water, the spinnerbait, the Senko, you know, trying to find fish. You know, I found that that feeder creek had bait in it, little baby fish. I don't know if they were bass, but I saw bait. It had deep water close by. It had cover. Had a ton of carp, So I don't know. I don't know. Can't give up. I got what? At least 4 hours. Got to catch 4 more. Okay, so that's the plan. Let me give you an update. Last time I talked, I said I was going to go drop shotting. Okay, that never happened. What happened was, right after I made that video clip, I I got on the trolling motor. I was coming out and I saw about a 2-pound smallmouth swam by, and right off to the right was another, let's call it a feeder creek. And so I decided to start throwing the spinner bait in that area, and I had about a 2-pound largemouth. He followed the spinner bait to the boat. I stopped, he grabbed it, because it didn't fall, so I know he had it in his mouth, but you could see the entire spinner bait, and I had a feeling he didn't have a good hold of it. It was almost like he had it on his lips. I gave him a couple of seconds, and then I probably should have just sat there and waited for him to pull it in, but I didn't. I tried to set the hook, I missed. I ended up spending the last hour in that area doing that, and I didn't catch any. So I am back at the highway. I think I see a boat. I got 3 hours. It's 1 o'clock. I got 3 hours to try to catch 4 keepers, and I'm going to do it in here. I'm going to sink or swim in here. So, oh, and the wind started blowing. That was another reason I spent an hour doing that, because the wind finally started blowing. It's not nearly as bad as it was yesterday, but it's got a good chop on the water, and that should help my bite. So let's give it a shot. Geez, I hope this is a keeper. If it's not, I mean, he is pulling. Come on. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, what am I doing? Holy mackerel, it's a largemouth. Come here, buddy. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Well, I don't have the big camera set up, unfortunately. I don't know how I'm going to get a picture of this, but maybe like that. Or like that. Let's get a weight on them. But I tell you, you know, those little guys, they fight so hard that you swear they're gonna be keepers, and they're these little guys, you know. So then when you finally catch a good one, you know, I was thinking it was a keeper. That is a 2-pound, 12-ounce largemouth, 212. I'll tell you what, for today, that guy is a toad. An absolute toad. I've had a tough day. I've caught some fish in here. You know, coming into here, I had one bite, 1 fish. I've got 5 or 6 fish now. They were short. That's the first keeper I caught on here. I just took the camera down because the wind was blowing so hard. I didn't want to mess with it. And that's okay. That was a 212. Well, I got 3 more to go. Can I do it? It's what time is it? About 1:45. So I still got a good 2+ hours. I'm not leaving this, let's call it the cove. I'm staying in here till it's time to go home. And there's another one right at the boat. Whoa. Come here, buddy. Get out of there. He's not that big, but he hit right at the boat. Maybe I snagged him. I bet I snagged him. No, I don't think I snagged him. Yeah, I did snag him. Look at that. Look at that. The hook came in from the outside. Is he 12? God, I hope so. I don't care how much you weigh, pal. I just want you to be 12. Oh, he is. He's 12. Oh, good. Me and my limits. They're important, especially when you're struggling like this. You know, it's just a moral victory to say, well, I caught 5 keepers today. He's a pound. He's 1 pound and 1 ounce. Okay, 1 pound and 1 ounce. 1 pound and 1 ounce. So I got 3. 1. 2 more. I think I can do it. It's still, that's 5 minutes. That largemouth I just caught was 5 minutes ago. So that's 2 keepers in 5 minutes. I got one on the craw. I decided to, oh, he's pulling. Yep, he's a keeper. What I did was everywhere, well, I think he's a keeper. Let me take care of this fish and then I'll tell you what I did. Yeah, he's a keeper. 1 pound. I'm gonna be an optimist and say 1 pound 2 ounces. One pound 2 ounces. Okay. Yeah, so what I did was every time I got either had a bite on the spinnerbait, caught a small fish, or caught a keeper, which I caught, what, 2? I marked it. Now I'm coming back. I'm going to come back through and I'm going to drag the craw through here. And I'm thinking I've got, that's 3 keepers here in 15 minutes. Well, I've been in here probably a half an hour, but in the last 15 minutes I've caught 3 keepers. So I feel confident I'm going to get a limit today. Not a big limit, a small limit as usual, but that's okay. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Here's the road thing. I'm gonna throw the craw the entire length of this. It's 2:15. I'll probably be able to cover it before 4 o'clock, but that way I don't miss any. Instead of just going after the ones that I marked on the graph, I'm gonna cover the whole thing. And I got my other camera set up. GoPro, start recording. Well, I got one. I don't know. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, I hope they caught that on camera. Man, oh man, did you see him jump? Oh my God. There's my limit. Let's see how much he weighs. Man, did you see him come out of the water? Holy mackerel. That was fun. Oh, I'm about to hit the... Oh, my poor boat. 2 pounds, 9 ounces. See ya, buddy. That was fun. There you go. Okay, so I got a limit. Pressure's off. It's 2:30. I got an hour and a half. I'm gonna leave at 4. I mean, I got the limit. So 1 pound 1 ounce is my small one. You can see I still got quite a ways to go, so I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, I'm done. It's 3:30. I made it to the end of this thing. I didn't get any more fish. So I did get a limit. Woohoo! 8 pounds, 11 ounce, 5 fish. Yesterday I think it was 8.5, so 17 pounds for 2 days. catch anything big. I mean, I caught a 2 3/4 today. That's not bad. But man, I couldn't find them. If you look at the pattern, all my fish. Well, I caught one out on the main lake, but this jetty basically, and over in the Devil's Punch Bowl, and then I caught one in that other spot, but they were all on this pattern right here. Now, if I had a third day, I would go back to all the places, the Devil's Punch Bowl and that other spot, that first cove I went to. I would go back to those and drag the craw, because